Do you need a PTR 91 rifle? Yes, you do. And unless you are looking specifically from the collector's point of view, I'm going to tell you, you don't need to buy HK rifle. I just came back from the Tulsa, Oklahoma big gigantic gun show, and right now the price for those HKs is hovering around $5,000, where you can get the PTR 91 for around 1,200, 1,300, maybe even less, depends on what kind of sale you can find on the web. Now the question is, from the shooter's perspective, how those rifles compare? Well, let's roll the tape first for the PTR 91 in my DMR setup. Easy. Boom, there you go. We double tapped the targets and cleared the field between 300 and 700 yards without any issues. So what kind of precision you can expect from those PTR rifles? Well, have a look at that. A little bit fast shooting, but that's because of the wind. I know we are on the plate. I will see how this group is looking. I am not promising miracle because I had to really put the pedal to the metal with that wind. But even then, you can see I squeezed the hits between two hostage targets on the main target at will. Quick recap, 5 hits on the plate, and I was holding between 7 to 9 miles per hour wind on that ACSS reticle, and you see the 3 hits landed on the right side, and 2 hits are more in the center. The group measures around 9 inches, which I think it's freaking outstanding with our M80 ball surplus ammo from Portugal and the speed of fire we put on that plate. We still squeeze the heads on the main target, designated target, and avoided hitting the bodyguards hostages. So this shows you quickly capabilities of this rifle. And literally, to be honest with you, with the surplus M80 ball ammo, that's freaking outstanding result at 700 yards in the wind conditions I was shooting. So I will take that all day long, and it's just testament to how well this rifle will shoot, even in kind of stressful situation, not the stressful, but the speed wise, right? It was not like shooting relax for the group, and we just landed those hits on the plate just like that without any, I would say, difficulty. Now I'm going to put on the screen the measurements, and as you can see, we end up with the 1¼ MOA, slightly below. This is with the Portuguese surplus ball M80 ammo. This is absolutely freaking fantastic performance. I couldn't ask more. And the big kudos goes out to this setup. So as you can see on the top, I have the Primary Arms PLX scope with the mill grid ACSS reticle. And honestly, guys, I have watched other videos on the YouTube. Hub put up the really good video trying to do from the PTR rifle more like a battle rifle. And he spent a lot of money for the different accessories and everything. And I gotta tell you, I think this is the incorrect approach. The basic weight of those rifles would suggest right off the bat, in my eyes, that this is a good candidate for the DMR SPR/SPR setup rifle. And I think I demonstrated today that in that role with the basic stock and homemade cheek riser, this rifle definitely will succeed, and it shoots extremely well. And you really can control, if you are into the situation that we're talking about, oh shit situations, readiness and things like this, you really can take advantage of that weight and use it on the accuracy side, because what we know, right, basically heavier rifles usually tend to shoot really, really precisely. So definitely this would be the avenue which we went in this episode, and it worked out very well. I'm using the PTR Industries Vent 1 can, which is a 308 can. There's no mods done to the rifle, nothing. And it's cycling perfectly fine. It's shooting beautifully. And I think this is the direction which, if you will come up with that kind of mind setup for that SPR, DMR idea, I think you will be extremely, extremely happy camper. And this rifle is a pleasure to shoot and delivers. There's no other way to say it. This is a GI model. So basically a basic model with the surplus parts on that PTR receiver. And it works great. It's just absolutely great. Now, the one thing which everyone will tell you, either about the HK or PTR rifles, the trigger kind of sucks, right? But if you have around 60, 70 bucks, there is a guy on the internet, I cannot put the link in the video, but if you'll do the search, he will do for you the trigger job, smooth out the parts. Or if you are not crazy and like to work on your rifles, I strongly suggest that you can smooth out some parts and make that trigger break clean and consistent. You're not going to shave off a lot of pounds. It will be still around 7, maybe 6.5 pounds, but it will be consistent, and that's all it's needed. As you could see in the shooting fragments of the video, I had absolutely no idea of acquiring and destroying the targets at will. Now, how this rifle compared to the original HK? As a shooter, you're not going to see any difference. I'm telling you right now, you're not going to see any difference. The quality of those PTR rifles is on par with the HK. Of course, where the HK will succeed is in the collecting department. That's why they hold the price, because you can get the original HKs before the import ban was introduced, and those still hold the value, $5,000 on average. That's how much you have to spend, sometimes less, sometimes more, but what I'm seeing across the board at the gun shows, this is how much it's going to cost you. So if you want to have this experience of owning the G3, what we got at home, highly recommended. The PTR Industries does fantastic job by now with those rifles. I couldn't be more happy. I think it is a blast to shoot that rifle. And if you want to modify the front end, there are very reasonably priced handguards with the MLAC system, and you can get that so you can improve that front end of the rifle. If you want to change the buttstock, again, if you want to keep throwing money, you can do that, but I don't see the point. I think in the basic setup like this rifle delivers. I'll probably upgrade to the handguard so I can attach some things on the handguard and call it a day, and I will leave it as is. And of course, the Vent 1 suppressor jellies extremely well with this rifle, but that's what I would expect, right? The PTR Industries, it should work together. And the PA scope with the ACSS grid, mill grid reticle, fantastic. That glass 1:8 is absolutely awesome. So it is more like a LPVO. It is LPVO setup, but it works extremely well in in the situation what I put out here in the scenarios, and it will deliver. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer it to you. As always, thank you for watching. Thanks for being with us. See you in the next video.